Okay, everybody, welcome to another edition of Unstoppable REI. I'm here with my man, I just completely blanked out, Jamal Lockhart. Man, I just blanked out. One of those, I don't know what you call it.
So
Anyway,
good.
getting a little bit
So
older.
good.
But anyway, Jamal is a member of my Facebook group. In fact, I think you're one of the first members, man. But
Yeah, when you put it, I remember. Yeah, I might have been
yeah,
in that first 15,
yeah,
the first 20. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And so, but we've been meaning to connect up, and life gets in the way. But just even as we're talking, you was telling me about. Well, let me just say this. Um,
Okay.
I try to connect with people that, like I said before, I don't want to be the smartest guy in the room, so I surround myself with smart guys like you, and plus you make me look good. So 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 it's all
I'll
good.
do my
So
best. I'll
all
do
right,
my
well I
best.
appreciate it. I appreciate it. Well, like you said, the dogs are
Right.
asleep or whatever they be taken out. All right, so we should be good to go, huh?
All right.
All
Okay.
right, man. So let's get into it, man. Give me your, I don't know, your 30-second elevator pitch. I mean, tell me how it got started. Tell me your story.
All right. Well, let's go with the intro. Jamal Lockhart, go with the CEO, go with the North Strategic Real Estate Investment. I'm not next. I'm now. Now we got that out the way.
I love it.
Um, Originally from New Jersey, got married in Miami. Career in law enforcement. I did that in Jersey. I did corrections in Jersey. Personal
What?
bodyguard, and I was bodyguard for at the time Mayor Cory Booker before he came Senator Cory Booker. Went to Florida, kind of did the same thing, and I fell on some hard times. I was
Okay.
living above my means. Had
Okay.
the $250,000 condo, had the Benz and the Audi, and I didn't have it. I didn't. My wife was working in the post office. I was working in private security, and we just didn't have it. We didn't have
Okay.
the financial knowledge and lost everything. Was homeless for a little while, and then the light bulb hit.
Yeah.
I came across my first piece of real estate when I was like 24 in Newark, New Jersey, right? My dad had a friend, name was Nate Woolridge, and unfortunately he was on substances, you know what I'm saying, and he got
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
house willed to him, right?
Okay.
So I was talking to a guy that used to rent my uncle's house. His name was Joe Casberg was his name. Joe
Okay.
Casberg, Jewish guy.
All right.
So I said, man, can you tell me something about this real estate? I know a guy that may have a house. Jamal, just get the contract. I didn't know anything about nothing. Jamal, get
Okay.
your name on the contract. The contract controls everything. So I had about, I was 24, 25, but I had a little money on me. So I had about 30 G's in the bank.
Okay.
And I said, look, like, sign the household to me. I'll give you $20,000. You can walk away, right? My dad didn't want to do it. My dad was very scared. He didn't want to do it. And he said, well, Jamal, all money ain't good money, right? But we know somebody came along with scoop. And it was, matter of fact, it was in the Ivy Hill section of North, which really blew up over the years. Like the house was maybe like 40,000. 50,000, they blew up like to 150, 200,000 in a few years. So I missed
Wow.
that one. But I
Okay.
always knew I would come back to it. So when I came and got in trouble, I formed Entrepreneur in the homeless shelter and just rocked it from there. I don't want to say the rest is history, but that began the journey. That began the journey.
Nice. 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 I like it. So let me ask you this: What is one thing that you wish you would have known when you started? How long you been in this game?
I count 5 years, but I always go back to the time when I was 24. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like that was my first, that was like, I knew something I could do it. It's like, I used to watch, okay, the gentleman I told you about, Joe,
Yeah.
he owned my mother's traditional home.
Okay.
He owned my uncle's traditional home and my cousin all on one block, right? So I'm like, yo, this guy every month, he coming to get this money. So it
Wow.
always intrigued me. But I didn't know, I was trained to go to work. My mom worked
Yeah.
for Farmers Fund Insurance. My dad was in corrections. They went to work. So that's what I learned. But I always would look at them guys, like the guys that have businesses in my community. Like
Yeah.
I remember Frank Politano that ran the restaurant around our way that got coffee and donut. I went to school with his son, you know what I'm saying? So he
Yeah.
was making money in the community. So I always was watching the guys that was doing something different to get money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I was younger, that's the guys that I watched. But so for real estate so far, this company 4 years. 4 years.
Nice. Okay. So when you first, so what do you wish? I mean, obviously you've learned a lot since that time. What do you wish is one thing that you wish you would have known when you got started?
One thing, to bring the best deals.
Okay.
Don't waste time. Don't waste time on bad deals. And especially, okay, maybe it's more pertinent in this market that
Okay.
we're in with the
Yeah.
volatility and the uncertainty. But still, whether it's a good or a good time or a bad time, you got to bring good deals. Like when I
Okay.
come across with some of the wholesalers that bring me stuff, and I'm blessed that I still do my own prospecting and pull my own list and all that good stuff. But
Yeah.
I'm blessed to get the largest stuff that people want to work with me, brokers, realtors, some of the bigger wholesalers. But with these new cats, are not knocking. We all start somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The analysis is way off. The
Okay.
price is too high. They not doing, like I said, like really now, you figure just a couple of months ago, we was really messing with 70% ARV.
Yeah.
Now it's like 65% ARV. It's dropped
Okay.
it's dropped tremendously. And then a lot of saturation, but you can always pull different lists, divorce, probate, you can always pull from different sources. But a lot of stuff I see is daisy chain, just unanalyzed stuff. They coming at you, they want to get a big wholesale fee, and it's not that way. So the one thing I would, if I could say coming in, I want to be a master of bringing good deals. If I could start that over again, that's what I.
Okay. You know, Jamal, it's interesting, and I'm already just intrigued. I mean, you're inspiring me. And you know how sometimes you can connect with someone and just like in 2 seconds, you can just know that there's kind of a connection. Some people, you know, you could be.
We clicked back then. Our schedule just didn't match up. But
we did click then.
When we first met. We sure did.
Instantly, man. And so I'm so happy to be. I got to get back on my professional game here, but we got to talk more.
I'm happy to help you. I'm happy to be here. Man.
All right, so we'll do that. So all right. All right, here we go. Right. All right, here we go. So tell me your biggest failure and what you learned from it. Biggest failure.
Stop
there
it.
There you go.
Yeah, that's Pitbull on the Doberman, so that's what happened. But okay. My biggest failure.
Yeah.
Okay, my biggest failure, I had some properties when I first came in the game and before the pandemic.
Okay.
And I was showing some homes, and no disrespect to him, I was showing some homes for Mr. Zula Abdullah.
Okay.
Strong wholesale in Cleveland, out of Manchester, England. Got a lot of Cleveland on Smash, right? So he had me rocking on some junkers. So I had called my first mistake. I called a large wholesaler instead of a small wholesaler. So I call Home Investors.
Okay.
One of the biggest on the block. Mariah Stark Ridgewood. Matter of fact, my first piece of money came from Mariah Stark Ridgewood, but not in real estate. It came in property preservation. But anyway, I had 10 houses to show. I had 10 houses to show that day. Straight junkers, man. We talk squatters, bed bugs, the whole joint, rats, roaches, the worst we could show, right? Wow. So I got about 3 houses in, and Mariah said, well, Jamal, if this is what you're going to show me, let's get a ballpark figure right now. I had 10 houses. She said, well, look, I'll give you 10,000 for each. Give you 100,000 racks, and we call it a day, right? So I call Zul. He says, no way, no, we can't do it. But the thing that I learned was, do your own deals, prospect your own stuff, because even though Zul is a great professional, I guess that was my testing ground. Like he didn't give me the strong properties. He gave me like, hey man, see what you can do with this, right? So I walked into a situation that I really wasn't prepared for. Mariah gave me a strict education in how they rock. You know what I'm saying? She was really. Mariah is a shark. I've worked with her for a few years now. She's really a shark. And she showed me, don't waste time. Make sure the deals is tight. If your numbers ain't right, we ain't messing with you. So I learned to have everything precise from how you present. Okay, even if I told her, like, okay, hey, Mariah, these are all junkers, so I'm going to let you know prior. You know, I didn't have any ammunition.
Oh, so you didn't even know they were junkers until you got there.
By the prices, I knew they was jacked up, but I ain't know they was
not that bad. Because if you knew how bad they were, you could have set the proper expectation and got a win.
I try to get damage control. Like, look, hey Zul, you know these houses ain't all. Let's come with a round figure. And make the right again. Let's make some money. You know. And at the time, I was trying to get 2,500 on the top of each of the property. So
that wasn't happening. It wasn't happening, huh?
At all, bro. At all, man.
Wow. You know what? Failures, man. Failures. I think we learn more from failure than success. Would you agree with that?
You gotta learn from it, man. You gotta go through it, man. And I've had a couple, but it seemed like when I've always had a downfall, it always spun into something else. So from that, it's just selling the house. I bought it in the beginning. She said, well, Jamal, I got to go to a house in Sandusky, but I ain't got nobody to clean it. So I was like, well, how much that cost? How much you want to pay for it? And I kind of played myself then, but I have a proper property preservation company now, so I know what to charge my square feet and that type of stuff. So I said, well, how much you paying for it? She said, well, $3,500. So I could do that. So me and my wife, a couple of friends went up there, and I didn't even have a dumpster. I didn't get a dumpster when I cleaned it out. I got a U-Haul truck. I got the 24-footer and loaded it up, man. And we went to the dump, and I did it myself. But like I said, I took the lumps and bumps and I learned.
But you learned. But that's the best way to learn, because that's the real deal. You know what I mean? You didn't learn it from. Well, you didn't learn it from read no book. You know what I mean? You was out there.
You gotta go out there. I'm not sure if it might have been up to Steve Jobs that said it. If you don't know how to do it anyway. and figure it out along the way.
Oh.
Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes it's like that. And you have to have proper things in place. But
Sure.
at least you pull the trigger. At least you pull the trigger and you have to start. You know,
Well,
that's
you know
the best
what?
way.
Here's the thing about that, though. I read something saying similar to that, but just that you don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of failing, because all that's going to happen is you're going to learn and you're going to get better. So if you take it from that perspective, then you go ahead and dive in. Like it's like I will jump out the plane and grab the parachute on the way down and figure it out. And granted, that can be painful. Those are painful experiences. But you're still gonna learn a lot. I mean,
everything you want is on the other side of fear. Basically, everything that you want is on the other side of fear.
Man, I love it. Yeah.
I kind of base a lot of stuff on martial arts. My martial arts training back in the day in boxing. Like
nice.
when you're in fighting, you have to have a certain mindset. If an opponent may be bigger or an opponent may be faster. It's the same way here. It's the same way in real estate. It's not so much competition. If you're coming out the gate with everything you're supposed to do, analysis. You're doing your numbers. You know your ARV. You know your markets. You got your buyers on check. It's not that difficult.
Right. Well, it's simple, but it's not easy because I think it gets easier as you get your game dialed in, right?
Most definitely.
Because it's like you said, it's funny when somebody knows what they're talking about by how long it takes them to answer a question. Have you found that to be true?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I think it's 3 seconds. I think it's about. I think if a guy go longer than 3 seconds, you might have a little problem.
Jamal, that's hilarious, man. I never put a timer on it, but you're right. About 3 seconds, like, I don't know. Let me tell you. You ask a question. Hey, man, what's the ARV in this? Let me see. Probably.
That was 3 seconds right there. If a guy turned the neck like that,
that's
man,
it.
Hey, man,
it's all over. That's it. Never mind.
Right.
So tell me, man, what have been your best resources? Like maybe the top 3 resources that have been the best for you along the way.
So far as marketing and getting myself, what I say, Facebook was big for me. Because you've seen some of my stuff. I'm not like everybody else.
Yeah.
I took I'm not knocking the paid ads and things like that.
Sure.
But you have to have a strategy. You have to have a proper sales funnel. Your page needs to be congruent, capture page, things of that nature, your lead to your end. So I didn't have the money for all that. So I wanted to get the eyes on me. So I did things that connected to real estate, but in an unusual way. Like I did my own Star Wars, Batman, I've done Moon Knight, I've done a lot of crazy stuff. But I always connected it to real estate. So people would look. My stories, I use a lot of pretty women in my stories, and sometimes I catch some flack, but it gets male eyes. I've met some great contacts. And people, listen to this. More people watch your stories and reels than look at your feet. So you got to use those tools. So if you see a lot of the heavyweights, Grant Cardone and Jay Morrison and Tony the Closer and all these guys, they use reels. So that way they touching 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people at one time. So Facebook is one of my biggest weapons. Also LinkedIn. LinkedIn was huge for me. I met one of my biggest connections would be Miss Julia Hart of Bill Pro, who I call the true. So they got 3 women in there, man, that's crushing real estate on developmental real estate in Houston and in Jersey. Just monstrous developmental property. And she caught my stuff. She caught one of my ads, and she was sending me stuff ever since, man.
Wow.
Also, being strong in your email presentation. If you're reaching out to somebody, being strong, not just besides real estate campaign, that's a whole other ballgame.
Okay.
Communication with brokers, communication with realtors, the follow up. I try to do Keller Williams 355, follow up 3-5 calls, 5 hellos. So I try to keep it going with the Keller Williams form, but I kind of modified it. Yeah. But I do a 355, make sure that I'm contacting people. Hey, how you doing? Just checking up. Just following. And I try to use the word follow up too much because sometimes it's a little bit. I want to say suspicious, but it's used too much. Hey, just making sure you're okay. Want to have a conversation with you. Things like that, so they see my name.
Yeah.
Remember, majority email has to look at least 6 times before it's responded to. So you got to know the numbers on these things. On email, your response time. But I would say, Facebook, LinkedIn, and email. That was my. And text blasting too. That'd be number 4.
Yeah. So here's what I'm learning about you, man. You are a monster. You are man. Here's what I've always known about people is that, okay. So my wife and I have all these things. My wife is like my mentor, man. She's like, I go to her as coaching advice. All right. So incidentally, I'm in the doghouse right now, but I'm gonna be out in a minute. I'm gonna be out in the doghouse. But anyway, that's another story. Um, what I find is that, here's what we say. Confidence is quiet. Okay. Insecurity is loud. Insecurity, and I guess I would say insecurity. So in other words, the person who's doing all the talking don't have nothing. Okay.
Okay.
The person that knows what they're doing, they ain't got to tell you all that stuff. Okay. So what I learned about you, man, you are a marketing genius, my friend.
Appreciate that.
You have given me so much. The 3555, man, dude, you got to tell me what that. I don't know what that is. The Keller Williams 3555. Okay, dude, do that. That's crazy because here's what I find out. In all seriousness, people that have the skill, that can sell, that can do their thing, it's under the radar. They well, number one, they ain't talking about it. They ain't talking. They're doing, number one.
Right.
And the other thing is that it's second nature. It just happens. The best sales process. It just happens without me saying, "Oh yeah, what are you doing? Well, I got to do this." But I'm telling you all my stuff, but I ain't doing nothing because I'm not really. It's not a part of my life. You know what I mean?
Right. I understand completely.
Yeah. So anyway, you gotta send me that stuff, man, because that you named about 5, 6, 7 different things. That was crazy.
I study what works. It's like So when I was going through my time and I was having my troubles and stuff, I didn't understand everything I was hearing, but it was certain things that would always click. Like never talk price first. He who talks price first loses. So like this little tidbits, and I would pick that up.
Yeah.
One bullet, not load it in the chain button. I get another one. I load it in the chain.
Nice.
I just kept doing tidbits of information. Like, okay, I'm in a group called Mega Partner with JT Fox and the founder. I just got into that a couple of months ago.
Is that on Facebook? Or that's what's that? Where's that?
All right, JT Fox. I want you to look him up. It's okay. JT Fox is a controversial character, right? Controversial character. Done very well for himself so far as real estate, strong coaching skills, and he's some people's cup of tea and some not. But I'm in the room. We meet every Tuesday is the founders and Thursday is the mega partner, which I'm a mega partner, which I can bring real estate deals and business startups and all type of stuff. But one thing I learned was when you in them type of rooms, it's more listen. Like you just said, you don't want to be the smartest guy in the room. Yeah. And with the founders, you talking about millionaires and billionaires in all avenues of real estate and all avenues of business. So the trade-off, you never want to sell your soul for something. I'm not on that. Okay. But sometimes when you're in the room, network within the room, if you have to circumvent certain things, you circumvent them. Like I met a brother Trafton that made the Hydro Wave toilet. It's an adjustable toilet that can go to 7 feet. He's meeting Shaq tomorrow.
Wow.
He's meeting Shaq tomorrow. So he's going to go with Shaq for the tall and Kevin Hart for the short. Those are the type of people that are there in the founders, So I was able to network a spot where I can bring larger real estate deals. Like when I first came in, I used to get monstrous deals, and I didn't know what. I didn't have a network for them. I didn't know what to do.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know what. I mean, I used to, no BS. I actually had Liberty Tower. I had the OM for Liberty Tower. This was 2000, before the pandemic, 2018. I had the OM for, but it was such an intricate deal. You had to deal with Port Authority, New York Police, Port Authority, New Jersey Police. That deal with the PATH, New Jersey Transit, New York State, New Jersey. So it was so many pieces of that deal, and I was like, wow, this is beyond my spectrum. This is beyond my scope. But it let me understand, if you get the network, it's in your scope.
Yeah. Because you don't need to know it all yourself. You need to know somebody that does know it and connect with that person, right?
And I'd have been a dumpster fire trying to move that deal, man. I'd have burnt up right close to that.
Wow.
It wouldn't have made no sense. I didn't have the network.
So speaking of network, who would you say were maybe your top, the people that have influenced you the most along the way here? Maybe the top 2, 3 people. What do you think?
In my personal network?
Personal business, however. They're just influential people, man.
One would be, I'm not picking them random. I'm picking people that really have been. One is Kathy Chin. Kathy Chin is a broker, and I get amazing stuff. I mean, gold mines. I've got Trump's golf course in Doral for $60 billion, So I get a lot of cool stuff from her, but it doesn't overwhelm me because she always gives me those deals that make a little more sense.
Okay.
1 million, 5 million, where you can make a little play. But she always gives you those what I call the Babe Ruth. She always gives you them the Babe Ruth deals that, wow, if I find the right network.
Right.
So Kathy Chen would be one.
Okay.
Nicole Klingmeyer, she's in the National Real Estate Association in Youngstown, Ohio, but she's more on financial literacy. That's teaching me how to be my own bank. So
Nice.
Nicole Klingmeyer, a great, and she told me that it's like some people want to make you put so much money in, but you can do these policies where you put maybe $1,500 a month in, building it in term life, and then you can make your moves when you got to make your moves.
Wow. Okay.
Number 3 would be my man Fox from Mega Credit. My man Fox is something else. An amazing entrepreneur. With credit, people don't really understand. Like with Lexington Law, and I'm not knocking nobody's stuff.
Yeah.
With your credit, it's not so much about your score. It's about your file and your credit history, right? Okay. And you need proper attorneys to do that. So my man got a term, Meta Credit is better credit. He was on my podcast, and Fox is from Rochester. I'm from Jersey. So we kind of got that East Coast stuff.
Yeah.
So we kind of click naturally. Like anytime I need him, he there for me, man. And
okay.
He monopoly money. He like the things it's not like, when you take a course and you feel like you got scammed.
Yeah.
Like when he gives you the play, Fox gives you the Toro play, and he gives you real estate play, and how to fix your credit, how to make sure you LLC up in the proper states, maybe Delaware, Wyoming, so you ain't paying no taxes on your business. So yeah, Fox, Nicole Klingmeyer, and Kathy Chen. I don't want to do. Please forgive me, y'all. I don't want to leave, but like my man said, the most influential. Those 3 are the most.
Yeah. No. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
No offense to anybody, but that's
yeah. So again, man, I'm trying my best to just stay in the lane here because, man, you're hitting me with so much information, and you caught me off guard because, like I said, you're so no, it's all good because you're super understated. You're super understated. But you are just an incredible entrepreneur, man. I mean, I
got a long way to go, bro. I got a long way to go.
Well,
man.
Yeah, but you know what? Here's the thing about it, though. I'm gonna tell you what I've noticed, though. People that we sometimes tend to discount ourselves because what we do is what we do every day. I mean, this is kind of what you do, your thing. But when you talk to somebody outside of your everyday life, like I'm looking into what you're saying. Dude, you're like that's the moves and the numbers that you mentioned. I mean, that's amazing stuff. In all seriousness, okay.
I try my best because, like, when I came in, this game can get overwhelming to people.
Sure.
I don't want to say it wasn't overwhelming in the sense where I was nervous about it. It's like I looked at it like a fight. It's like, okay, look, I got to get ready. I don't care what's out there, whatever. When I started, right, I used to go to the library all the time, and they used to have conference rooms upstairs, right? Okay. So I would rent a conference room and just do my thing like I had an office. You know what I'm saying? So I started that way till I got an office,
Yeah.
But it's like, I say, take what you got and start, okay, even with the mentors. Yeah. Like, mentors, you got to be careful. You have to be careful when you choose as a mentor. So I would say, I guess you can go, like, to real estate meetups and things like that. You can look at some people online and see if they're doing stuff. But remember, with a lot of the mentors or gurus or whatever you want to call them, it's a pay-in.
Yeah.
It's a pay-in. So you have to collect the information and kind of make your own curriculum with it. See what works, see what doesn't, trim this, trim that, and see what works for you. Okay, they take the present market. I'm with Investor Syndicate on hedge fund. Big shout out to Ben Lovro, Lisa Lovro. Yeah. So that's the hedge fund, right? So that's a tertiary fund, a Wall Street fund, a multifamily fund, and a raw land fund. So we got 4 funds that we're dealing with right now. Okay. So when I first got with them 2 years ago, it was strictly single family houses. Strictly. The market completely switched. So they switched. We built our own CRM through Market Pro. We started doing land. We started doing multifamily and some other stuff. Wall Street still banging, and we got the tertiary fund in some of the lesser markets, right? So the first thing I learned, if they're going to shift, I'm going to shift with them. So I'm not going, I already got, no matter whether it was houses, land, or whatever, a hedge fund is a built-in buyer. So why would I leave that?
Right.
I got a strong buyer. But with that, I'm getting it above market value. The houses go for more. The land goes for more. You get pretty good chop. If you want a JV, you get 33 and a third. So it's not a bad thing. So I really dig that with investors. Big shout out to Ben and Lisa, man. They say I'm the one that's gonna bring the white whale. So hopefully I'll be the one to do that, man.
Yeah, I believe you, man. That's incredible. So first of all, I'm running out of time, so I want to be able to connect with you again. Are you open to that, man? Because this was you know what I feel like? I feel like had I known what to expect, I would have planned a little bit differently. Because you're so understated, but Jamal, man, you're an amazing entrepreneur, and you said you only been in what you said like 5-7 years or whatever. But even I know you said you started when you're 24.
I was in a hobby, so I got about 4 years in, but I've been in business over 10, but in real estate 4 to 5 shops.
Yeah, but plus you're a boxer. Plus I heard you talk about martial arts. Man, all that stuff is mindset. That's all. That gets your mind together. Matter of fact, Rocky's one of my favorite movies. Matter of fact,
man. I'm a Rocky all the way to Creed fan.
Yes, yes. Matter of fact, my favorite saying in the world is, "It's not about how hard you can get hit. I mean, it's not about how hard you hit, but how hard you can get hit. Right?
Get up and keep moving
forward.
Right.
Yeah, my favorite movie. So I can tell we have a lot in common, but we're gonna have to talk again, man, because like I said, I was just unprepared.
Part two. Part two.
We'll do it. All right, we'll do it. Well, so here's the thing, man. One final question. Mm-hmm. So the name of my podcast is Unstoppable REI. The reason why I named it that is because if you Google the term real estate investor failure rate, okay, you'll see that 95% of real estate investors fail. Okay, big number. But I wanted to talk to people who are succeeding. So the top 5%, like yourself. And I want to find out from you, what are you doing to make yourself unstoppable in an environment where, there's such a huge failure rate? So 2 questions.
I'm flexible.
Yeah.
Flexible.
Okay.
I'm flexible. So I'm able to understand. Okay. When I came in, I'll make it quick. One of the first things I started looking at outside the box was prefab modular homes, shipping containers. Okay. So I started looking at that, right? I had we had a deal going in Ghana, and me and my partner Thaddy, big shout out to Thaddy, just a great lady. And we had a deal going in Ghana. Yeah. But the politics wasn't right over there, but it was the first sense that, okay, now I'm not only doing deals here, I'm doing international. Yeah. So I'm like, that was my level up. Okay. But being flexible, knowing that now, like, I'm into mobile home parks now, I'm into land now, more the commercial stuff like storage units and mobile home park. So I would tell you, the newer guys, be flexible. And even if you want to just do houses, probate, divorce list, water list, auctions, tax lien, you can't attack from one angle. You gotta attack from any angle. In boxing, you don't just come 1-2. You may throw uppercut in the hook. You may have to and throw your body with the land to punch you on the land. Right. So you have to be versatile. You can't just, sometimes you can bull rush straight forward, but not all the time. Okay. Not all the time. If you bull rush me straight forward with your head down, I'm going to step back and hit you an uppercut. That's just what it is. And life can do that to us. Absolutely. We can come bull rush in, and life hit us with that uppercut. So look for other methods to get leads. Look for other methods to network. Look for other methods to push your brand. And I brand up, y'all. I don't see a lot of y'all brand. My man, you branded up. Yeah. A lot of you guys ain't branded up, and you want to be seen. You can't be seen unless you branded up. Right. I love it. Okay, so definitely a part 2. I'm going to reach out to you, man, because I want to find out about your podcast. I want to find out about, man, you just hit me with so many different marketing angles and all the knowledge. I might even go out there I want to learn how to box. I was just telling my wife the other day. That's what I want to do, because it seems like that's all you can. It's like kind of like swimming. You can cover so many different things. You know what I mean? Just from that, because that, So anyway, so we'll talk about all that. But listen, man, thanks for your time. Go take care of the dogs. You're gonna hear from me. And matter of fact, you're not gonna never be able to get rid of me, man. I'm telling you right now. No problem. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the time and the exposure. And I got to be doing something right, because I'm here. So I definitely appreciate that. And okay, cool, man. Bro. We can chop it up anytime you want. Everybody out there, keep going. Follow your goals. Follow your dreams. Don't let nothing negative get in your ear. Don't look back, because you're going forward. That's pretty much it from your boy. So Jamal, man, shoot me that information, but shoot me your phone number, so we could text. I got you. I got it cut and paste. I'll pack the whole thing to you. Sounds good, man. And then so thanks again for your time, man. We'll talk to you real soon, okay? No problem. Everybody, I love y'all. Thank you, brother, for the opportunity. I appreciate it.